And I remember it was pin drop silence on set. The camera operator was in tears. My eye started bleeding and there was just blood all over my makeup. And I told the medic, I was like, just put some glue on it. But yeah, that's why I have no hair here. Hi, I'm Priyanka and I'm here with Prime Video at South by Southwest to talk about my new show, Citadel, which drops April 28th. I would love, and we call it spy shit on Citadel. So, to explain how I have information, it's just spy shit. So the spy shit I would love to have is like just sound frequency things. So we have this thing where you can take your phone, I'm sure this is even real, I'm gonna have people writing me and saying, this already exists or whatever. But, just to be able to hear what people are saying when you leave the room. I would love to leave something behind everywhere I go. That would be fun, spy shit. I want to see just, real stories of everyday women and all kinds of women. And I like to see badass characters. I like to play them. But I would love to see those characters have agency. Playing a badass character doesn't necessarily just mean like having guns and knives and kicking people and like fights and stunts. That's great and it's fun. But to have agency in what your character's doing, to be able to protect your character's choices. I want to see stories about female friendship. I want to see stories about women supporting each other. Why do we mostly see stories where women are pitted against each other? Because then that becomes the norm because, I think society mirrors entertainment mirrors society. I think there needs to be a sense of responsibility with the kind of stories we're telling and tell real stories. I want to see more of that. My Citadel character is not at all like me. She's so serious. She's funny. She's really funny, but she doesn't intend to be funny. I'm a little bit more goofy. I like jokes. I like having fun. I think you'd have to pay Nadia to smile. But she's the one you want when shit goes down. I think that obviously there are sides of me and my character that are similar, but she's formidable. I'm pretty vulnerable. There's strength and vulnerability, absolutely. So many fierce women. One of the fierce women that I admire very much is my grandmother. She was a nurse at a time when women in my part of the country just had to have kids and not pursue their careers, and she had to give up nursing when she started having her kids, and she made sure that each one of her kids never had to do that, and all of her children, including my mother, had, super specialties and became doctors and engineers and like extremely educated and academic. And she used to always tell us like, these are my dreams, because she had to give up hers. And that's just so heroic to me when someone takes their circumstances and changes it for the next generation. One of the females I've really admired for a long time has been Angelina Jolie. I think her choices have been so interesting. She's sort of grown up in front of everyone, and that happened to me as well. I was 17 when I started, but her choices in her work, in her life, in her family, all of them I find very admirable. I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was one of my faves growing up, and I love Sarah. When I met her the first time, I was really fangirled, and this was like 4 years ago. But my 1 hour of TV was comprised of Buffy the Vampire Slayer at that time. I love Goddess Durga. Goddess Durga is one of the bravest Hindu goddesses, and she rides a tiger and she has 10 arms and she kills demons to save humanity. She's pretty badass. The reverence and strength that she stands for is female strength, and that's very inspiring to me. There's this female actor, Sri Devi, and she passed. She's iconic. She started as a child actor. She was very, very young. She navigated a very misogynistic industry and became India's biggest female superstar in the 90s, working in a very, very male-dominated industry, which created paths for women and marginalized women in just being sidekicks, which there were movies that were made around her. I've told this story, but I never really told the story of what happened. Like 5 months into filming, we had to make our day. It was raining in London that day. It was a stunt scene and I was fighting 5 guys. All precautions were taken, rehearsals were done, everything was done. We were just rushing to catch light, and the camera and the matte box and I collided against each other, and it pulled out my skin. And I remember it was pin drop silence on set. The camera operator was in tears, but it wasn't his fault. My eye started bleeding, and there was just blood all over my makeup, and you couldn't tell what was the fake blood, what was the real blood. And I was like grimy, all over the ground, bloody, sweaty, and I had 4 shots left, and I was so mad. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to come back and do this again. I told the medic, I was like, just put some glue on it. We stuck it back together, we finished our day, and we call it, went back home. Everyone went home, and we never had to come back again to that. But yeah, that's why I have no hair here.
Can I trust you?
Of course. Can I trust you?
Always.
Eight years ago, you two were Citadel's top spies, but we were double-crossed by one of our own, and your memories were erased. I brought you here because I need your help.
I coached Little League.
There's my guy. Right now, every agent around the world is looking for you two.
Nadia.
Perdone, I think you have the wrong person.
You should have stayed dead.
You're gonna wish I was dead.
You remember?
I remember everything.
It was Mason Kane.
Mason Kane is dead.
Whoever betrayed us is readying for something cataclysmic.
Are we together?
Don't flatter yourself.
Never?
I'm exceptionally skilled at getting Citadel agents to turn.
You did this.
Mason can never find out.
You told me to trust you.
Why would you trust me? I'm exceedingly untrustworthy. I'm a spy.
We were set up.
There was no one else. It's just you and me.
Everything you know is a lie.
You know